Hello.
Hello. Morning, how are you doing? You alright?
Thank you.
Buy a programme, please.
Good. I'll come and get a programme a bit later. Thank you.
That was my first ever car.
Oh, these are slightly later. These are HCs, aren't they? Oh, there's a little Beaver van.
Wow, this must be some kind of Vauxhall Viva club.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the van is really smart. That's nice, isn't it?
Hello everyone, we are in Stamford, Lincolnshire today. We are Mr. Kevin, Mr. Nigel and Mr. Vivian. This is actually a really big show, so we're going to kind of whiz around as quick as we can. Anyway, over to you Kevin. What do you know, Joe?
Well, as Alan says, this is Stamford and it's the Round Table's annual car show. Always a fantastic show. Great setting and lots of vehicles to see. So as Alan says, we're going to have to get our skates on to get round them all. But looking forward to seeing plenty of different types of vehicles today. We have all ages and all types at this show, so should be a good one. Let's go and have a look. Let's have a look what's here.
To this then, Kev.
Brilliant. DeLorean TMC12.
Back to the future.
Absolutely.
They said these were actually a terrible car, but it still looks pretty impressive.
They were a very futuristic design, which I guess is why they chose it for Back to the Future. The golden doors. They've actually got a Renault engine in the back there.
At least they had air conditioning in it.
It says show there at the bottom. It says show.
That's very interesting.
Show.
Yeah, it's not something you see every day, is it? That's for sure.
So that brushed
Yeah, they.
steel effects, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Or was it stainless steel? I can't remember.
I'm not sure what that is. It's some kind of brushed metal.
It is, yeah.
Proper Mini.
Yeah, classic Mini, chosen from Marshall of Peterborough on the number plates. A local car. Nice big Daimler. Oh, I always love these Rileys.
I always get these mixed up. I always look at these and I think of Austin, Cambridge.
Well, they basically are. It was the badge engineering again, so you had all the different versions. Austin, Morris, MG, Wolseley, Riley, and that's the Riley example. Sunbeam.
I've got a soft touch for these.
You do like the Triumph Heralds, yeah, and that's a convertible. Vitesse with the twin headlamps.
I wish you had the bonnet up because you can lift the bonnet.
You
It all
can-
comes up forward.
You lift the whole front up, can't you?
You
Yeah.
can get to everything.
You just have to remember, make sure it's secured before you drive off again. That's a nice colour on that Porsche. I don't know if it will show up on the video, but it's actually an aubergine, very dark aubergine colour.
28 years. Not as long as you've had yours, but similar idea. They're all made.
Check the seats.
Oh yeah,
It looks like it's been lowered.
yes it has. It's got a roll cage in it as well, so debumpered. So I bet that's probably running something a bit purposeful under the bonnet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind running around.
Well, they
in
did
this.
make
Forward
them.
control Land Rover, very
Found
military.
out that whilst driving,
That looks like a lot of fun.
I think it took 6.
Pretty good off-road, I bet.
Powered, I don't know how many had powered trailers. I'm not sure if it was 3. And they
Oh,
found
Vauxhall Victor FD.
when we went into a court,
That's my favourite Victor, that one. I do like the styling of the FD. And there's an earlier Victor, but that's been a bit modified. Oh, I can see you barrelling about in this, Alan. I bet that shifts.
That's nice.
It's a Model A forward. I think that's what you call a hot rod, isn't it?
Yeah. Wouldn't be no bloody good for the roads around where we are.
No,
Speed
bumps, exactly. You need the forward control Land Rover for that, don't you?
Well, the weather is not looking too great today. They do expect rain in another hour or so.
Yeah, the skies are a bit grey already, so we're going to have a quick scoot around. I hope it keeps fine.
Mini pickup.
Mini pickup.
That's a rarity. A nice one, that.
1979 or 80 on a V.
Oh, that's certainly been looked
That's
after.
immaculate, isn't it?
Next door is your favourite van again.
We keep seeing this Bedford CA van quite a bit, don't we?
Certainly gets around.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the later Bedford CAs. One of the last, I think.
I'm expecting 12 to 16. Yes, yes.
Any idea what this is?
Well, apart from the glare and the obvious Pontiac on the bonnet,
Yeah, I don't know what model it is.
got a radio.
Some sort of
It's got a
Pontiac.
radio
I
and
can't
still-
read what that
still warms
script
up the
says on the
valve.
side. Ornate.
Catalina,
So it takes about 20
Pontiac
seconds.
Catalina.
Pontiac Catalina.
So you have to put things like "I'm just a teenager in love."
Something like that, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It's hard to imagine that these little MGs are now pretty much classic cars.
Yeah, MGTF. That's a 2003, that one. So that's 20 years old now, isn't it?
Dolomite.
Yeah, the old Dolomites.
The seats are really now.
Sportified.
Into Porsche territory. Little Targa top one there. Alright. How you doing, Jen?
All right, are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. Another week gone.
That's it.
Water started coupling out the work, yeah.
Looks like we timed it right. Keith just opened his bonnet up on his Escort.
Of course, this is the one we see at TCR.
It is, yeah, with the 2 litre Pinto. Seems quite insane now, doesn't it, in modern terms, to think of a small car like that with a 2 litre engine.
Yeah.
Oh, the old Daimler 250.
Saab
900S, yeah. Non-turbo, that's quite rare.
You're pubbing and grubbing it. She's crying for It's got that engine in it, but without the alley head.
You've got to love it, haven't you? Sunbeam Napier.
Those carburetors.
That's what she
Well, look at this.
before she bought her
I've just noticed this is the performance one. This has got a whole bay
that engine.
block there. Look.
Without the old days, should go.
Yeah.
I had ordinary radio.
So this brings back the days when you actually service the car and had to do adjustments.
Yes,
Tap its carburetor, distributor, points and condenser.
exactly. So look at this. Twins.
Nice. Nothing like a good old carburetor, sucking in the air.
Yeah, but you just want it nice and clean, didn't you?
Hello.
He was out here
Hello.
until gone 8 o'clock.
So I'm just having a chat with Nick here. He's showing us this Jaguar XJ Sport. So
How many do you see sports actually like this? And actually this colour, this is the, I think like the titanium mica. And it's extremely rare colour.
yeah,
You know,
I don't think I've seen one in this colour
No,
before.
I've had quite a few XJs, XJRs, the V8s, the 4 litre, the 4 litre, the 3.2s, the supercharged and what, etc. And what. I've had all their models, but I've never had one in this colour, ever.
So what engine does this one
This
run?
is only baby 3.2.
3.2.
Yeah, but it actually does go really, really nice. I mean, I've done a part service on what and cleared the fuel system and everything out and whatever. So, but I haven't actually had it on, so I haven't got a chance to do absolutely everything because I haven't even repaired the bonnet yet. But I've just done a light touch-up on it because what was on there all before was primer and that, and it looked awful. So I had to get back all the primer. They just sprayed it over the primer, obviously, to kind of rust protect it.
Yeah.
So we actually cleaned all that up and then obviously just touched it up. But obviously, we started from there and just carried going on. It looks like it's gone underneath a trailer or something, doesn't it?
To put a bonnet on those, aren't they?
It is. I will actually just skim it and repair it and blow it in and whatever.
They're
So
all aluminium, aren't they?
they did actually. Well, it's actually galvanised. It's supposed to be galvanised up to the pinstripe because the pinstripe was actually painted on.
Okay.
This has had fresh pinstriping on it. Not painted on, obviously, just the decal ones. But obviously, it was a rust protection because where they had the mud flaps on them, which is one thing I don't like, but you should remove them. They trap all the muck and everything
Yeah.
in there. And the front wings, as you know, they just totally
Yes.
rot out, don't they? So I repaired those. They're all steel plated. I didn't replace them. I repaired them. So I do like the restoration. I do all the fabrication, the cutting and welding and whatever. So it's much better than replacing the whole wing because you're never going to get. But a lot of people are so scared about it, aren't they? You know, you see a bit of rust and they run through the hills and whatever. So yeah, it's
So
not
yeah, give us a walk round it then. Let's have a look.
She was all damaged on here. She was all damaged here. Here, this was all beaten in, what have you. This was actually touching the wing, the bonnet. It's a quick job what I've done just to tidy it up for now. You know, because I was on the time frame when I actually started it, so I only had a few days to quickly get it all done. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go back to it and probably do it again. But this was actually beaten right in, and the headlights was actually all out of line and everything. So to get it back in line in a few days, what I had,
Yeah.
I think I've done all right. You know.
Done all right, yeah.
So
You've made it today. That's the main thing. So
it is. You know, but I was never expecting to get it to like a concourse or anything like that. It's purely just to save it because I knew if it fell into the wrong hands, they're just going to pull the engine and box out for some kit car or something,
Yeah.
and the rest is just going to be for parts and just go to the scrapyard.
So this is next. So that's 2001, is it?
This is 2000. This one.
Oh, it's a 2000. So you see, looking at this car now, 2000, 23 years old already, 23. So.
Oh,
classic
another
cars.
thing, right? You know, I don't know if you heard about it. Apparently, getting 30 to a gallon is a myth. Right?
Okay.
We took it down the coast that the other day. It's a nice hot day, because hot days obviously you get more to a gallon, don't you? What do you think I got to a gallon?
I'd like to guess.
32.9.
Really?
Seriously, and looking at, I don't just go by the trip compute, but looking at the gauge as well, and everything balanced out, it's around that. I was absolutely astounded because I've never got that from an XJ ever.
Not bad for a V8 engine.
That's not
For a
bad.
V8, yeah, on an old 5-speed auto box.
Not bad at all, is it?
I was like, wow. I said to my lad, I said, right, I'm going to keep this one.
So there you go. You've heard it from the horse's mouth. It's cheaper to run a classic car than it is a modern one. There
Oh,
you go.
definitely, absolutely, definitely. Modern cars, I can't stand them. They've got no character. There's like no soul to them. When you talk to people, you know, cars got a soul. Well, look at you, totally gone out, don't they? A lot of people, you know. But it has, hasn't it? You know, and I'd much rather have that as a daily than have a new car what probably done 15 miles extra to a gallon, because it's got no character. It's miles per gallon, isn't it? It's not miles per gallon.
For those of us that have lived long enough to experience driving classic cars, and
There's
you get
nothing like
yeah,
it, is there?
Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Do you know what I mean? No, you can go and buy a brand new car, drive down the street. How many people are going to look at it?
No one.
Nobody.
Drive down there. Now she's not immaculate, but she's a clean old girl. You get loads of people turning their heads up, you know, and waving. I've got an XJS 4-litre Sport in Kingfisher Blue, right? And when I drive out, everybody waves, smiles, even little kids. Everything. You feel like a movie star. It's unbelievable. And you think, wow, this car's only like worth what, 15, 20 grand, isn't it? And it's like you're driving £1 million car. It's just absolutely amazing. I've had little kids, you know, about 5 or 6 years old, shouting across the road, giving me thumbs up and everything. I love your car, mate, and all that. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. I really appreciate your time, guys. It's fantastic. I know, obviously, you've got loads to look at.
No,
and whatever.
it's good to hear about it.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. We love
Oh
speaking to
dear,
the
everybody
owners.
tells me I'll talk too much. I can talk all
not at all.
day. You know.
But I will just say, I'll just add to what Nick has been saying. Modern Jags are nice. I do like them, but that is what a Jaguar should look like.
Thank you very
That
much.
classic styling.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So thank you, Nick. Thanks for your time.
Oh no,
Nice
no,
to meet
thank
you.
you guys. I'm
Nice
gonna
talking
to you.
I'm gonna look at this later. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for the
And
weather.
next year, I was seeing. I should imagine I'll be in a different Jag.
You probably will. Yeah.
Next year, I might be in the
But you'll definitely
XJS.
be in a Jag of
It
some
could be
sort.
my S-Type R actually, because I've just treated myself to one of those.
Have
Yeah, I've got to do a little bit of fabricating on the back chassis and what have you, and a few little bits and pieces. But the car is generally really, really, really clean. So, and obviously, where any welding scares people off, doesn't it? So,
Yeah.
luckily for me, I
All
can
right,
do all
you've got
that.
the
So,
tools of the trade. You've got the
yeah,
knowledge.
yeah,
the
I love it.
experience.
I love it though. It's just absolutely fantastic.
But I like
you know.
how you say you're rescuing cars. I love that. Saving them.
I've been trying to do my best, but I'm a one-man team. So, you know, I've been doing it for over 30 years, trying to rescue cars. I used to buy cars from the scrapyard and everything years and years ago when times were obviously a bit different. And they'd say, Nick, we've got a car in. There used to be Ford Capris back then.
Oh, brilliant.
I had
My
about 50,
favourites.
about 50 Ford Capris, and I had every one of them, apart from the Mark 1s and the Tickford and the Brooklands.
Yeah.
But I had the 2.8 specials, I had the 2.8 4-speed, I had the 3-litre sports,
litres.
gears, auto manuals, all the 2 litres, all the 1600s. I had a
Talking
few
my
Mark
language
2s.
now.
Oh, I saved them, and I used to get I was so passionate about them, and I'd go up to people like, I know this is crazy, but if I see me street their Capri, I'd go up and have a go at them. You know, can you imagine somebody going up to you and having a go about your own car? You know, I was really, really passionate about them. I was absolutely, I know it's really sad, but I could tell you every screw, nut and bolt on the Capri back then, and I'd say where it went and what it was for. And if you show me a screw, and I'd say, I don't belong on Ford Capri. You know what I mean? That's really bad, isn't it?
No, that's good.
It's really bad.
I can probably tell you where every screw nut and bolt goes in a Mark 5 Mondeo.
Yeah.
Really?
So you can't buy that sort of knowledge, can you?
No, absolutely not. No. But you, like I say, you can buy some of these old classics for next to nothing, can't you?
You can.
And they make you feel so good, and they make other people feel so good.
Well, these at the moment, am I right in saying they're the right sort of age that the prices haven't started to get too silly yet? You
They
still
did
can come
go up, but it's actually come down a bit, yeah. And it is right now a buyer's market.
Yeah.
So for something what's half decent, what's presentable, you know, where like a running restoration sort of, but not really, really bad, you can pick up for 2 or 3 grand.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy, and you think you can, okay, I can drive a V8 round for 2 or 3 grand.
Yeah.
It's mad.
A Jag like that.
I know. It's. I'm glad I got to save her anyway. So I've saved so many over the years, but I wish I had like a little team with me and more money, bigger pot of money,
Yeah.
more land, because I would have just saved more. So
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
no, I appreciate it, guys, so much. It's really nice.
We will see it on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to look forward to that. I'm going to look forward to that later.
I'm going to do a still picture of the pair of you in front of the Jag now.
All right, okay, okay. Yeah, sure.
I like this, Alan. This is one of the last MGs. This is 1980, 1981. I think it's the anniversary edition. They did the GT in this silver, and then you could get the Roadster in gold. So we were talking about MGs. This is the sort of MG I like, Alan. MG Metro.
I was working at Marshall's back in the day when these Metros came out, and we had to put these stickers onto the side of these cars.
They were dealer fit stickers, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's have a look on the inside. The window's open, because I always like the interior on these MG Metros. Grey and red, very, very smart.
They weren't the best ride, but I don't know.
Well, the thing is, back in the day, you didn't bat an eyelid at a Metro, but now you do, because they're so few and far between, aren't they?
It's nice people have actually kept them, because they weren't, you know, they did rust quite well.
Yeah, they did. And I always preferred this out of the two. There was an MG Metro Turbo and there was the MG Metro 1300, but I always liked the 1300. I seem to think it was sporty without being too much, if you know what I mean. That's the early 70s one. So the Mustang really grew in size at that point, didn't it?
I prefer a convertible. I was never that keen on the actual back end of these ones.
No. I do like that. I like that Mustang, that's cool. But I guess, if we move along next door, I can imagine you driving something like this one, Alan, saying about convertibles. Buick Invicta.
Yeah, I have got.
It says here, there's a little info board, it tells us this is the only one registered in the UK, so that's pretty special.
It's got a price tag on it. I do like the red leather upholstery.
It's a very cool interior, but the thing that's caught my eye, if you look on the radio, the buttons, instead of having numbers on them, have actually got the lettering Buick on them.
That's cool. And the speedometer, that reminds me of the Vauxhall Viva speedometers. They were,
We're back on Vauxhall Vivas again today, yeah. It's a very Viva-ish speedometer. I'm sure Vauxhall Vivas probably copied these, didn't they?
this was General Motors back then.
Exactly, yeah, General Motors.
Oh, I see.
Chevy Corvette C3.
That's pretty tasty. Oh, I prefer this one better though.
I'm with you. Pontiac Firebird. Yeah, that's what they called the bullnose Firebird.
Nice.
No, it's alright.
That's a much more modern Corvette. Ah, now your wish has come true, Alan. We've got a Triumph Herald with the bonnet up here, so we can have a good look at it.
Maybe if you put some, maybe these clamps, put some washers and push it.
Yeah. This one's a little bit special. It's a 6-cylinder.
Yeah, I could put some washers under the width there, which will force us some of that.
So yeah, nice and accessible to work on, isn't it? I do like this. Yeah, Majesty Bobber. The old Lotus Elite from the 70s. No, that's a Lotus. And then my favourite Lotus of all, the Esprit. I did sit in one of these once, and I have to say it's a bit difficult to get in and out of because it's very low.
What a nice setting for it. Right by the riverbank.
Yeah.
Now what are you being told?
Esprit SE.
Oh, one of these.
Wow. Just heading into Ford territory. I think this might be the Finland RS group, their stand. Good few Ford cars in a row here.
This is what's great about this show. There's just so much variety here.
Yeah.
There's too much to look at.
Well, there is that argument that there is too much because you don't know where to look first, really. But we won't knock it because it's great to see so many cars here today. Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth. Oh, Escort Cosworth. That's cool. It's about a 91 or a 92, I think that is. Ultimate Green Focus RS Mark II. Yeah, nice selection of Fords there.
No, I'm doing it. You might want to go to Stamford. I'm going this way. I'll catch you in a bit anyway. Catch you later, bud. Hey, boys.
I think we're just heading towards the TVR club. The TVR's in the line.
Oh, these are cool. The dusting of...
I do like the TVRs, especially the exhausts.
Yeah,
Nice.
they do sound lovely, don't they? Morgan, Reliance in Type GTE. Yeah, you don't see too many McLarens, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of dosh there.
I don't know. Aston Martin, I believe that's a DD11. What do you reckon they are? LEDs?
Yes,
I
they
think
are.
they are
I like the other one.
LED. Something very bright.
Yeah.
Yep, that brings back memories of my days at Marshall's.
Yeah.
For sure.
You did. You made mummy jump.
Yeah, they weren't a bad car really, the Rover 800, but again, something that's pretty much disappeared, hasn't it? You don't see many Rover 800s left nowadays.
Not anymore, you don't, no.
And this is something else you don't see every day, isn't it?
Certainly not. Hell.
That, I bet, absolutely flies.
Where's Michael Schumacher?
We're talking about lights on that Aston Martin. Check out these. We've got a whole strip down the side there. I'm loving the Brembo brake calipers with Ferrari actually on them. Porsche Carrera. What do you reckon, Alan? What would you prefer, a Porsche or a Ferrari?
I'll go for the Ferrari, it's worth more money. And I'd sell it.
Yeah. And buy a Porsche. Boxster. Ooh. And a BMW. That's the 850. That was quite a nice looking car back in the day.
Yes. The old Mark III Cortina. This brings back memories. 2 litre Pinto. This one, however, has got twin, I'm not sure what they are. They're auto or...
It's got a gauge on there and everything, so it's certainly not standard, is it?
It looks like it will go pretty well.
So did you modify yours at all, engine-wise?
Oh, I had a 4-branch exhaust manifold. I did have one engine that was race tuned. It had a balance and light and crankshaft and flywheel.
yeah, this the headlights are a bit
But it was no good around town. It would just stall on you.
Yeah.
You had to be going. So if you had to have your foot down. But yeah, this one certainly had some work done to it.
It's a Chrysler. Huh? Black one? No, the black one's a 14.
Bigger wheels on the back. jacked up. That was a thing back in the day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, if you had leaf springs, you get what's called ladders. So you could raise the back suspension up.
Yeah.
If you had coil springs, you'd put
So what would that be in a Ford?
donuts in your coils.
This here, to me, is something really special. This is a Ford Granada Mark II 2.8 injection. And I love these because it's got the white wheels on. That sort of denoted the injection model. So it was the sporty Granada Mark II. So you got your white wheels and you had red stickers. So on this particular model, the stickers are actually pretty tricky to see because it's a red car, but the red badging denoted it was the sporty one. Right, so we've just stopped to have a look at this absolutely amazing Mark II Granada 2.8 injection, and we've bumped into Tim, who's the owner, so he's very kindly agreed to speak to us about it. So Tim, what can you tell us about this beautiful car of yours?
I've had it about 27 years. In that time, I sold it on, and never ought to sold it on because of what it was. Basically got fed up with doing the shows, and it was put it in a container and left it there, and just decided to sell it. We sold it, and after about a year I'd realised that I'd made a mistake, so we started looking for it again. Couldn't find it anywhere. In the meantime, I actually bought another one that was A-Reg, and fetched that back from Ireland, and it was rotten, real bad. So we had that fully restored and got the restoration done on that one, and then GEG popped up again, and it was only local from just up the road where we live. We lived in Boston at the time, and it was parked in a collector's shed at Wisbeach.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was just up the road, and
so you were reunited with it?
Yeah, and the best of luck, the gentleman who owned it was one of my old school mates' best friends.
Really?
So yeah, so he had a word with him and told him the history of it, and we'd been looking for it, and he said, well, tell him to come over. He said, oh, even though I'm a collector, he said, I might sell it, and we bought it back.
And you've had it ever since?
Yeah, and we've had it ever since, yeah, because obviously we couldn't afford the restoration on this because we'd put all the money into 606.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I had to sell that, and that went to Fife in Scotland.
And you were telling me that was the same colour as this
and
one?
It was identical to this.
Cardinal red.
This just it was A-Ridge. That's identical.
Yeah, brilliant. And it was supplied originally by Edmonds
and it was supplied. Yeah, Edmonds have owned it for round about 3 or 4 months. The service manager run it, and then when they sold it on, a farmer from Holbeach, John Naylor, he bought the car, and I was driving lorries at the time, and we used to take his sugar beet into Spalding Beet Factory, and this was all as parked in the farm.
Yeah.
And I said to the missus, well, I wouldn't mind that one of these days, and lucky enough it come up for sale, and we went and had a look at it on the Sunday. Mrs. went and purchased it on the Monday for a surprise, and unfortunately I was coming through Wapload near Spalding, where the car was in the garage, and because I see it disappeared, and I met her and her dad coming towards me, and so it was the surprise of a lifetime to see her driving it, and stopped and said, what are you doing? She said, well, it was going to be a surprise. We was going to put it in the garage and surprise you, but you've just met us. Yeah, so that's how I acquired it.
What a great story. That's brilliant, isn't it? And that's what we love about these cars. It's not just the cars, it is the stories behind them, the owners, the history. So let me ask you then, Tim. Alan and myself, we're Ford enthusiasts. Everyone knows that. What is it you love about the Mark II Granada?
It's just basically the shape and the size of it, really. They've always been a lovely car.
Yeah.
And you feel a lot safer in something like this and all this new stuff. But
yes. Well, we're definitely fans of that. We're always saying we prefer the old stuff, Alan, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, and this of course 2.8 injection. This was the sporty model, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the white wheels and
Yeah.
the plastic spoilers and bits and pieces. And I bet it goes well, doesn't it? Even today.
It's graceful.
Yes.
It's graceful. I mean,
Comfortable.
when you think now that you can get a 1200 Fiesta or whatever, and it will leave you standing.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, it's
we were
just-
saying that earlier about
Yeah.
how there was a Mark 1 Escort we were looking at with a 2-litre engine, and today that's sort of unthinkable, isn't it, to
Yeah.
have a 2-litre engine in a small
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
because the sizes have dropped. But yeah, something magical about 2.8 injection, isn't there?
Exactly, yeah.
In Ford history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Tim, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for your
Pleasure.
time, and thanks
Pleasure.
for showing us your car. And
You're welcome.
enjoy the rest of the day.
I will do.
Thank
I
you,
will
Tim.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're still in Granada territory, and this is a gear.
It's like brand spanking new. It's gleaming. And a louver on the back window.
Louvered back window, tow bar as well. So this one, of course, being the gear, we've got all the chrome trim on this, the chrome around the windows, the chrome bumpers.
Of course, Gear used to be the top model, but
It was top of the range, yeah. There might actually be a Gear X, this one. There was a Gear X, wasn't there?
When they installed it, every
if you had a few quid in your pocket back in the day, you would have been able to afford one of these.
Granada Gear Coupe with that lovely 3-litre. I think it's a bit lower spec, but that's still lovely. It's probably a GL or something like that.
Gangster, don't you? But it's a film.
I have to say, I am a fan of the Mark II Granada. I know the Mark I is seen as the iconic one, but I do love the Mark IIs. I think it's because it's more my era, really.
Kev, this may well be my car of the show.
Renault 4.
I remember driving one of these many years ago, and I just loved that column change gear shift.
That is an unusual gear shift, I'll give you that, isn't it?
Hello guys, you know this lovely Renault 4, it's kind of caught my eye. I thought, this is Jez here, thought we'd have a little chat about it. So how long have you actually had this Renault?
20 years.
22 years, Kev.
And is it a 1985 or an 86?
I think it's 86.
It's
It
an
says
86.
85, but I think it's 86.
Okay. Well, you've certainly looked after it, so it looks pretty original. Is that the case, or have you had a little bit of
I've had the body off it.
Have you?
And repaired the chassis on it.
Oh, do you know what? I never knew that. A separate chassis.
You can, it's a bolt, you take the bolts out and
So we were commenting, we did have a look earlier, but Jez was busy talking to some other people. We were commenting with the design of the bonnet, when they built these in the factory, it must have been pretty easy just to slot the engine in, because it sort of opens up the whole front of the car.
yeah, just take the bonnet off and ride off and out you come.
And away you go.
Yeah.
So we've done. We have got a question for you, because we did notice these. What's the purpose of these little bars on the front corners
That I'm
there?
not sure about, to be perfectly honest with you. Little bump bars, I don't know.
We thought they were grab handles.
They
so
could
you
be
put it
grabbed to
along.
lift it up and pull it out of the ditch, I don't know. But
They're useful, aren't they? Very useful
Yeah.
feature.
yeah.
So when 22 years you've owned it, so what made you choose this car when you bought it?
I've always had the Renault 6 van before, which is the same as the van version.
Yeah.
I saw it for sale and said, do you want to sell it?
So you've
I
always
bought it.
you've always liked these.
I badgered her and she sold it to me in the end.
Well, the thing that struck us about it as well is the interior is really nice, isn't it? So this is top of the range, is that right?
This is the GTL, yeah.
GTL top of the range.
Yeah.
So we love the check seats. The slidey windows are quite fascinating, aren't they? So you don't even have to wind
No.
your windows on these. So they are pretty, although it's top of the range, they are still by today's standards quite
Very
basic.
basic.
Yeah, very. I was being polite. Very basic.
I like the column gear change.
Yeah, gearbox at the front, column change, yeah.
Yeah, an unusual setup with that
Yeah.
gear lever because it's almost like a floor-mounted gear lever you've got on there,
It's
but
the
it's on the
same.
dash, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
So would they all column change these?
Yeah.
All of them. So what year did they launch the Renault 4 originally? Is it 60s it originates from?
60s, I think.
Yeah. So they kept it in production for quite a while, didn't they? Yeah. I think the last ones were about 80. Was it 90s? Was it?
tops. I think I'm sure I'm seeing 90.
On a G or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, any more questions, Alan? Because I know this
No,
one caught your eye.
This particular car caught my eye because it's one we've not seen in a long time.
Yes, it's one of those cars that vanished very quickly from the roads, or so it seems. But a lot of 80s cars seem to have just disappeared now,
yeah.
don't they?
I have drove one of these cars before, so it brings back memories.
Lovely to drive. Simple.
No, Jez, that's absolutely fantastic for showing us your car.
Yeah, thank you,
you.
Jez.
Thanks for
Nice
your
talking
interest.
to you. And good luck at future shows with it. I'm sure you'll do very well with it because it's certainly one of those cars that grabs your attention as you're walking
I'm
past
pleased, yeah,
it.
I've had a lot of interest today in it, to be fair.
That's good.
A lot of people around looking at it.
Undeservedly
Thank
so.
you.
Thank you, Jez.
Thanks
It's
very
nice
much.
to meet you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, these have quite a following, the Calibra. It was basically a sort of Cavalier coupe, essentially, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's sporty Vauxhall.
Sorry? The one that's blown up. The tall one.
I reckon you might like
Straight
it going this
opposite
way.
the entrance gate. Yeah. You're there, I heard that one.
Tea break.
Some fried chicken pieces.
On the chips again? Why not?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not standard.
Vauxhall Corsa VXR Nürburgring edition. Lime
This is
green.
the same colour as your car, is it?
It is the same colour as mine, yeah. I remember we saw this last year. Now, Nigel was talking about this Mini earlier. This is the one with the racing slicks.
Yeah, well, they obviously didn't come here by road. That was on the back of a trailer or something. There was actually no tread left on the tyres, none whatsoever.
Well, the block looks pretty standard though, doesn't it? Really? Got some modifications.
It's hard to tell what it is. I mean, I'll say that's 1300s. They used to, the 1300s were red,
Red tops,
and
yeah.
the yellow engines were the 1 litres.
This obviously had lots of bits and pieces done, but I think the actual block is essentially standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a Mini 30 in the red.
1959 to 1989.
Yeah. Special edition they only made in red or black. A nice Jag XK. Oh, and a couple of Audis.
Is that an 80?
I believe so, yeah. 2 Audis there. Both on a B-Reg, about 84, 85. That was a 2-door, that one. Forget how small the Audi 80 was, don't you? Well, by today's standards, anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of cars in this bit that we haven't seen yet that are really outstanding.
Weather's a bit moody today, but I've been here on some beautiful summer's days. You know what I mean?
Try a TR6, that's a nice example.
Number of E-types, there's a lot of E-types here.
Yeah, that's smart. Couple of minis. So that's a Speedwell. That's the more standard Mini. And then, we've got a Mini Estate here, look, Alan. Basically a minivan with extra row of seats and windows.
Oh, it is immaculate though, isn't it?
It is. There's a Mark II Golf.
Says here you should be in hell. You put an electric motor in a classic car. Opel Manta, back to the 80s.
The old GCE. I have to say, they did look good in white, didn't they?
I remember all the old Ford cars.
Yeah, I like these little ice cream vans.
In the series, from what you see.
An MG ZR, which is actually for sale. So last year when we was here, I actually picked an MG ZR as my car of the show, which was a blue one.
These were based on the Rover 25.
That's right. This one only done 30,000 miles. It's pretty scarce to find one in such original condition.
It looks a bit like a beaten up Ford Sierra.
Sierra Sapphire. Is that the original engine?
It would have been a Pinto.
So you used to have these on the taxi fleet?
Oh yeah, they're either 16, 18 or 2 litres. Nice Escort.
That's a good Pinto inside. Is that a big old Humber or something? It's quite a size, isn't it?
I couldn't tell you what that is. When I get to cars of this age, it's like way before my time.
Oh, and they've got one of these Austins. They're not a Land Rover, it's actually an Austin. I can't remember what model it's called. I like that. I like the colour.
Lovely car.
That's nice to see. They were used as police cars.
They were. Fantastic car. That's the 2000 TC, I believe, that one. Yeah. Of course, the one everyone wanted was the 3.5 litre V8. Surprising, really, isn't it? It's an old car, but there's not really a lot to see under the bonnet.
No, they were so simplistic. That's because it's not full of electronics and
Yeah.
emission-related garbage.
So would it have had a fan originally like that? Or has someone put an electric fan on it?
The original fans were just like propeller blades, really.
Yeah.
They were fixed as well. So you didn't want to put your hand in there, that's for sure.
Ah, my friend Terry's got his Cortina here. So hello Terry, if you're watching. Nice to see your car. Crayford's Cortina Mark II, and then they've got a couple of Crown Vics. We've got the Police Interceptor and the New York Taxi.
Well, here we are, Vauxhall Viva section.
And the Viva Road, Viva HCs.
And we don't tend to see many of these.
Until today, where
Yeah.
we've got a whole row of them.
So they're all out in force.
Cavalier in the mix there. That's nice to see as well. But 4-door HC, there's a 2-door. Remember this colour yellow, don't you? That was very off the time. So the HC, of course, 3rd generation of the Viva. They went in for a lot of these sort of bronzy goldy shades at the time, didn't they?
I would have liked to have seen a Forenza.
Yeah. Forenza was the coupe version, of course. And the Viva van, so interestingly, with the van, although you went right up to the HC on the cars, they never changed the van. So the van went right up to the 80s, still in this original HA guise, dating back to the 60s.
Look at the size of that chassis plate. That's bloody huge.
Vauxhall Motors.
It looks like a Ford Escort.
Mark II Escort, isn't it? So this is a typical hot rod 70s style. From the paint job right through to the wheels, everything about it. So it's been chopped, so you can see it's not the height it used to be. And they've slammed a V8 in it.
I like that transparent top radiator hose.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember this colour. I think my granddad had one in this colour actually, the old blue. But it's been modified a little bit. It's got a different set of wheels on it, hasn't it?
Bond's at the door.
Kev,
Yeah.
when is a Triumph Herald not a Triumph Herald?
Answer: when it's a Bond Equipe. So this, 1965, is a Bond Equipe, which was based on a Triumph Herald. You can see the Triumph Herald DNA. You can see the bonnet there and the doors. So it's basically a Triumph Herald underneath, which Bond, who kind of made freewheelers and things at the time, they made this very nice coupe body.
This was a totally different car company
Yes,
to Triumph,
yes.
and they basically copied it but styled it slightly differently.
Did it differently. But it's still got the Triumph engine and running here. So Bond just rebodied it basically. It's even got little Equipe badges on the wheel trims there. Oh, you got some bucket seats in that one.
Don't worry, we're only putting you on YouTube. We've got to get them on Dale in the shot.
What's your YouTube account so they can look?
You like it?
Yeah.
Hey,
I got what?
say no, nowhere near done yet. Ain't far from it.
It looks good.
I've got neon lights on. I'm doing all the engine up eventually.
Is that the 2.2 these?
Yeah. Yeah.
longer lap here. It's like about 8 minutes. I'm just going to put that aside on the other side, Jimmy. One car and then you.
Yeah, I got your message. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. See you soon. Run a group that's got my last 3 jobs. Well, Kev,
Yeah.
we're at the end of another car show.
We are.
That's Stamford over. It's been a great show. We tried to catch the Spitfire flying over, but it was a little bit difficult and the plane was going very fast.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been a fantastic day. They reckon it was going to rain. I felt about 2 spots hit me and that was about it. Apart from that, it's been a glorious day. We've certainly enjoyed it.
We have, yeah.
So the big question is,
Yes.
what's your favourite car?
What's your favourite car? Well, today I'm going to pick a Ford. And it's red, but it's not a Steve taxi. It was the Mark II Ford Granada 2.8 injection.
Oh, the one with the white wheels.
The one with the white wheels.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely loved seeing that. That was an awesome Mark II Granada. So, yeah, that's my winner today.
I can't disagree with that.
So
Well-
how about you, Alan? What was your favourite car today?
Well, I said I'm going to shock you. I've never been a fan of French cars really, but today, purely for nostalgic reasons, because I've actually drove one of these cars and I thought it was quite fun, is, wait for it, the 1985 Renault 4. Don't laugh, it's the Renault 4. I actually like the car. I think it's quirky. I like the column gear change. I just want to drive one around for a little while and have some fun. That's it.
Great choice, Alan. So that's about it for another show.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching, and well, it's the last sort of general car show of the season for us, but we're hoping perhaps to do one more video. But until the next time, see ya.